Hey everyone, Corey from Aquarium Co-op. It's another day in the fish room. Spring is here. Basically the sun and the rain are fighting, so I won't be out here that long. But here's how I know spring is here, and it's time for me to really get on it. Got my little Daphnia pond over here, and you can see it's starting to rain on me, but all we've got in here is leaves and stuff and debris is collected. But well, that's not a very good example here. I gotta get some more. The Daphnia are just starting to reproduce. So now we can see, the Daphnia are actually here and they're alive and things like that. There's all this muck in there, and that's kind of what they feed on. It actually helps them. And it's just overflowing right there with the hole when it rains and things like that. So yeah, I decided to try with that. I'm gonna head back into the fish room and feed this and get started. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, it's been like 3 hours now since I was outside there. Shot a video on like the breeding for profit thing. That takes like an hour. But otherwise it's been cleaning, which, oh god, it is brutal. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. But I can actually walk around. I don't know if you've seen the other videos, like, man, it was getting pretty narrow in there. But yeah, I do have it, so there was a bunch of tanks and things stacked up right here. Kind of got them out of the way a bit. I still got stuff in the way, but I have started sorting stuff, and that's an important part. Like down here, I've got some totes that fit underneath. This is all 1-inch PVC parts and bulkheads. That's going to be nice to be able to find stuff. I've got some tanks kind of stacked up here, kind of, out of the way, so to speak. They're not crazy out of the way or anything, but I've got another stand just sitting here, which clearly is not out of the way, but at the same time, I got nowhere else. Well, it's not that I have nowhere else to put it. It's that my garage is packed full of stuff because of, I've got more racks, and so it's kind of one of those catch-22s of, I got stuff in the way, and I need to put up racks, which I might even get started on today, but I need to drill a hole in the wall and run some pipe and things like that. The problem is, it becomes much slower when I can't find anything. Like, oh, where's that hole saw? Like, are you joking me? I just had it. So today's kind of been one of those days where it's like, alright, I gotta start cleaning this mess up so that I can keep working. And, I know I've got kind of Sunday coming up, and I've got that day off because people have been buying stuff, so I took that day off to film more episodes and do more things. So I thought, let's do some prep work today to make that go easier. But otherwise, I'm just going to show you some stuff because that's what I do. That Daphnia I brought in, turns out I didn't really want to feed it to something, so I just put it in this tank. And so I just want to, I don't know, I can watch Daphnia and I like learning about it because I'm convinced if I could really culture Daphnia well, if I could master Daphnia, which you should check out my video on Daphnia. I'll put a link maybe if I don't get lazy, which I could. But I've made lots and lots of Daphnia, but my logic is this. It's something that'll live in freshwater almost indefinitely. Like, that's amazing. That's a way leg up over brine shrimp. And it doesn't require eggs. Like, you can just make more of it as long as you don't crash it. And I always make a ton of it and then I crash it. I always swear, like, I'm gonna figure this out, and I get closer and closer every time, and I just haven't made a huge effort since the big move. Like, when you watch that video, that was done at the previous home before I bought this home. And I've got more tools now than I did then. One, I've got more income, so I can buy some more gadgets. I own a dissolved oxygen meter, so I could test, like, oh, was I crashing because I ran out of oxygen? Because at a certain point, you get to the point where there's like billions of Daphnia, and whenever you're looking at that kind of numbers of anything, I could be running out of oxygen because you can't run too much agitation, or you'll kill the Daphnia. But I know they can live in relatively stagnant water. Or is it, oh, I fed too much food, and that's fouling, which is, causing either bad water parameters, which they can live through that typically, or is it using up all the oxygen? I don't know, but I do want to play around with that. I'd made another attempt over there and it failed. You know, someone asked me, how do you get green water, or how can you do a video on how to keep green water? I wish I could. I literally can't keep green water whenever I need it. Like, I don't know why. And I've read way too many articles and things like that on how to culture it. I've looked at lab equipment. I haven't bought any lab equipment to do it, and you know, maybe that's it. Maybe I need to spend like $700, get some lab grade equipment to actually keep it going, but I'm just not interested in sterilizing and restarting cultures all the time. So, you know, like even this tank, it used to be green. Like I remember, if you guys remember, I'd always show you, look at all this green water in here. Like, yeah, it's good for the babies. There's tons of babies, right? It naturally cleared up on its own. You know, was I not feeding enough? I don't know. I don't know what the culprit was. All I know is that, you know, I can't seem to keep it going when I want to. But I will say, I do think it's a miracle, and most fish like it. And I know it's good for Daphnia and things like that. And, well, I guess I should say, my ultimate goal is that I have a green water source that I drip feed into the Daphnia to feed them. I think that's a Yahtzee, but I haven't pulled that off yet. So, you know, what else? Looking at my messy work area, you know, I might do a little more cleanup here, but maybe I can see tools, so maybe I'll just get to it. I mean, I've relocated my trash can and stuff like that. This table over here is looking reasonably cleanish. Like I could do a project if I needed to. And just as my dedication, I actually made chili for lunch. So normally I'll go out and I'll buy parts and I'll, you know, buy food and get back here and just get in here and work, you know. But I knew if I left, I'd probably come back with a project and go, well, I just won't do any cleaning today. I want to do a project, you know, because I know I need to go buy PVC elbows. I know I need to buy some parts to shoot a video on how to make the bucket filters that you guys want to see. I know I want to set up my automatic koi feeder. You know, there's all these little things, and I'm trying to reward myself, which is, you know, now that I'm about to say it, it sounds retarded. You know, my reward for cleaning up my mess is that I can go buy stuff to make another mess. You know, like my reward is work. Like, oh, if I can get all this done, I can go do work that's not as bad of work. So, is there anything cool I can show off while I'm, you know, I did bring home some more Julii corridoras, or Trilineatus, which I don't think these are true Trilineatus, but I might try getting those to spawn. You know, I've got a couple super red bristlenose that ate all the algae off that for me, so that you guys can actually see in there. You know, kind of the same old going on down here. Shrimp and babies, baby bristlenose and things like that. Over here, I'm not sure what quite has gone on with the orange laser cories that you guys have seen. You know, if you're watching this video, you probably watched the other video. So, orange laser cories. Now it's what, 2 days later? Yeah, today's, no, 5 days later, because that was a Sunday. And so I don't know if the eggs have hatched. I haven't seen any fry, but they come out ridiculously small, and there's a lot of Java moss in there, and you can barely see adults. But, you know, there is brine shrimp. That's where the cloud is. It's all live brine shrimp in there, so that if they did hatch out, you know, it looks like some of them, you know, a couple of them have fungused up, but, you know, I would love to catch just even one fry so I can go, oh, they did hatch, they didn't fungus, which I can't guarantee they didn't fungus up, because they, you know, a couple of them look white. Like if we can, I don't know if I can bring this on camera. I'll back it up here. It's hard to show the difference between what I think might have been viable and what I might have think fungused up. You know, like I can't tell. It looks like those is hatched out, you know, but I can't see any of them, and that's a disappointing thing. That being said, this tank was not ready. Like, this tank literally had nothing in it. Uncycled sponge filter. I put some Java moss and that brought some bacteria in, but man, this tank was not ready for that. So I'm hoping to be ready for the next one. And yeah, so I think now it's time for me to figure out what I'm doing next and keep working. So I'll check back in later and hopefully I got something done. So we'll see you guys in a bit. Well, it's like 7 o'clock now. Pretty much done in the fish room. I'm in my living room now, and you can see I've got water in the tank behind me. And yeah, still no idea what to put in it. I need to get some substrate in there and things like that. Right now I just have an Eheim air pump running with a couple of sponge filters, and water just got into it like, I want to say 2 days ago or something like that. So there's still air bubbles and things, but I haven't even put in the Never Clog air stones yet to go in the sponge filters themselves. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to put in it still. Still, you know, we thought about 1,000,000 Corridoras. That'd be kind of fun. So far, leading is guppies and breeding Plecostomus in there. That's what me and my wife have, you know, keep coming back to. I thought about goldfish. You know, I thought about a lot of things. That's the problem. And I just haven't made a, you know, I haven't made a commitment to it yet. So yeah, but you know, I do appreciate you guys watching, and you know, hopefully you learned something. I did a lot of things today. I didn't get it all on camera. Like, I broke out the dissolved oxygen meter, so that's gonna, you know, that's that start of that video that everyone's wanting to see. What else? I went and bought a ton of supplies at Lowe's. You know, bought a lot of elbows and barb fittings and things like that. Enough to do the bucket filters people want to see built. Just did a lot of cleaning, honestly. I moved some fish around, stuff like that. Yeah, it's all prep work for, you know, another day, which, you know, next day will be better. But, you know, also shot, what, a Quick Tip Tuesday video, another breeding fish for profit video, things like that. All that fit in today. So, you know, check out all our stuff, support, you know, share, do all those things. And we'll see you in the next one. Appreciate it. See you later.